All right, perfect. Okay. So we had Tesla and Apple. So I'm gonna go back to Tesla and then I'll hit Apple here. Let me pull up unusual whales again. All right, so yeah, we were looking at that 10:30 time. I mean, data's pretty mixed for the day, I'd say. Data's mixed pretty much for the day. I wouldn't call anything out, but these kind of didn't look like they moved that much from about 10:30. So I mean, if I was trading this, I mean, and these are not trade ideas or anything, just FYI. Good entry would probably be see when I do my entries, I try to look for spots where institutions may buy kind of safer entries too. So I mean, if it gets down there, you can, I mean, more than likely it's gonna bounce, hopefully. But I would probably look around this maybe 842.93 spot. Maybe if you're even more conservative, a little more 841 or 840.88. So that's my Tesla one. Let me pull up Apple now. I want to try to get as many of these in as I can because I only get 45 minutes on here. So again, with Apple, let me bump that premium down. So I do like 50,000 usually for Apple. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe a little higher. I lied. Like with the premiums, you don't want to go too high where you're gonna miss everything. Like you might miss some multi-leg trades and all that, but 60K is usually pretty good for Apple. So kind of some bearish flow here at 2 o'clock. Floor trader. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. That's a big whale there too. Let's see if these made their move. So anything after 12:18-ish. Let's take a peek. Is it 12:18-ish? So yeah, I mean, not a huge move down, but I mean, they more than likely, I'm assuming, probably got out here or towards the end of the day. But I did, let's see, 14:46. So these came in about 10 minutes before too. So those didn't really make a significant move, I'd say. So it's something I'd watch, but not a lot of flow there. And I mean, deep in the money, I mean, it's still important, but I mean, like if I seen this guy right here, like 3,000, which is still deep in the money, but I'd probably call something out more like that, or even this one here, out of the money, 3 days out, big guy. So okay, let's see. So Pinterest next. Oh wait, I want to do the entry for Apple. Sorry for 1 second. So this would be puts on Apple. I would probably go around here, maybe. Let's see. There, check back. Yeah, I kind of like these areas. Or even if, I mean, if you wanted to be safer, I mean, even up in here too. That's a pretty good spot right there. So that 165.61 would be a good spot for puts on Apple, in my opinion, on this one. So let's go to pins now. And this will probably have to go down a lot. So 20,000 on Pinterest. Okay. Those, I kind of ignore these just because they can be reported late. So, I mean, more than likely, they probably made their move. Let's see. Yeah, pins. Yeah. I don't like anything usually under 5,000. Let's see. Yeah, this would be pretty mixed. This would be the only significant thing, but again, with crosses, they're usually reported late too, so they're really hard to kind of figure out. So I kind of just stay away from those or ignore those. So let me go to NVIDIA now. Yeah, I'm not going to do an entry on that one. That is really mixed data. Let's see, NVIDIA now. For NVIDIA, let's see, I usually do 90,000 to start out. And then with the premium ranges, it's all based on the cap of the company too. So, I mean, you can mess around with it. I never stay static on them. I'll switch 5,000, 10,000, but I do like that, like 60,000, 65,000, 70,000, kind of those 5,000 increments. But let's take a peek at NVIDIA here. So again, mixed flow. Gonna try to do a little less. Let's see. So you got some more bullish there. Let's see, about 1256. $12.56. And those, I mean, even probably made their move. Yeah. $2 run on NVIDIA. And also, if you guys do want, I think I have it activated. If you guys do want to tune in and actually ask a question too, I think you can unmute yourself and ask a question too. So just make sure to be polite to everybody, or else if you have a question, I can unmute you as well too, I believe. So I'm gonna throw that over there. So for NVIDIA, what were we looking at here? So yeah, I mean, that's not enough flow at the end of the day for me. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more and just see. Yeah, like that's kind of too mixed for me to even call out, but good entry for NVIDIA would probably be, and these are just very quick entries I'm looking at. So like, I mean, I'd kind of like this 171.59 area. If you wanted to be a little more conservative, 172.48. So Google, ACB, and Twitter. Let me pull up Google first. So yeah, I didn't. So this is more bearish, I would say. This, I mean, this is, I would probably guess 95%. This is the same person. Same put, very close on the time. Same expiration. Same strike. About the same bid and ask, same sizing. I mean, it's not considered multi-leg by Unusual Whales, but I would probably consider this the same person. So this would probably be about a 500,000 premium. The only reason I haven't really called out Google or anything is I don't like these bid and asks where it's a $5 increment, or well, not $5, sorry, 0.05 increments. Those I do not like. But let's take a peek here. So I mean, this is obviously big. This is a multi-leg, obviously. Another floor there, floor in the morning. Let's take a peek after 9 though and see what it did. What did I say it was at 9:01. So yeah, I mean, not a huge move on those contracts either. So I mean, depending on what you like for Google, if you like playing the 0.05 increments, I mean, that's not a bad thing. I mean, I'd consider this kind of bearish. And my entry for Google would probably be, let's see, kind of like this 116.96 spot. Let's go back here. Even if, let's see. Yeah, I kind of like that. Or even if you came up to this 117.13 spot, kind of looks like a good spot where it dumped before. Yeah, that's a good spot, the 117.13 spot. So let me do ACB now for you. Not going to get anything for ACB.
It's Aurora, Kansas.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't suggest playing this. It doesn't look like much is on this. Let's see if I can do $100 premiums. 10,000. Yeah, yeah. Like this, I mean, I wouldn't probably
about
call it out just because there's not a lot of huge premium on it. So, but let me take a peek here for you at the entries. Yeah, and even these, I mean, these are slow movers too. I mean, what is it? I want to see what the delta is on this anyways. Well, I mean, it's huge deltas, but you're not going to get that dollar move. That's the thing. I mean, an entry on this for what were we going to say? Look, I mean, even mixed, but we'll say bearish. Like I would probably grab puts at 152, 152, or even this 153.5 spot. So let me do Twitter for you now. And then Oxy after that. So Twitter. And Twitter right now with the Elon stuff too. I mean, he can come out and say one thing and kind of just throw all the flow off. So I mean, it's kind of tough to play Twitter with that too. Let's take a peek. So yeah, this if this wasn't a multi-leg, I would say it's either bullish or bearish, but with the multi-leg trade, I do not. I mean, that could be a hedge, obviously. But let's say let's just I'm trying to think how to do this for you. So let's just pretend this 158 is not there and we just have the 148 and 136. So I would consider that more bullish, even though you got these smaller ones, but these are huge whales then technically. So if I was going to do calls and puts on Twitter, let's see. A good call entry spot. Man, this moved in a range today. I would say that 42.75 spot for calls. And if you wanted to get in puts, I would probably go 43.02 maybe. Let's see. Even come up here, maybe 43.05. Actually, I like this spot a little bit more right there, that 43.18. You can see we dumped there. I mean, this would be a good spot for institutions. Wait for the price to come up, dump where they lost money here. So that would be Twitter there. Let's do Oxy now for you. I actually just got done looking at Oxy before I hopped on here. So again, Oxy, whale there, and it's a floor trader. Another whale there. Another whale there right above it. Whale down here. So after 9:30, let's go take a peek. And this was, yeah, last hour of the day. Let's take a peek. I want to look at that 9:31. I will, so answer your question here about the way, like, are you talking about like actual like underlying stocks? Like just buying the underlying and not options, or are you talking about like swing trading options? So I was gonna say calls, straight stocks. Right now, I mean, it's kind of tough to say with all the inflation, the CPI, PC, and then you got the rate hikes. I mean, right now I'm literally just trading options. I'm not in any underlying anything right now, just because I mean, I expect bad earnings kind of coming up as well too. Just I mean, like with the video you saw yesterday, they came out in the morning and cut their projections and it tanked the market. I mean, I feel like we're gonna have a lot more projection cutting coming up too, especially for Q3. So, I mean, until then, until all that kind of settles and stuff, I mean, and inflation starts coming down, I'm probably not gonna get in anything underlying. I mean, like you could always do like inverse stuff. I mean, TQQQ and all those other ones are good too if you want to do underlying in those. But let me do Oxy here quick. So okay, it was at 917. So probably, yeah, he probably made his move there. But then you had this last stuff in the last hour. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, probably made its move there. Yeah, today probably not a good day to do flow reads just because everything was pretty mixed coming into CPI tomorrow. But I'll show you guys what I saw on my watch list though. Maybe that'll help you a little bit too. So I had AMD. So you can probably see right off the bat what I had there. So 50,000 on AMD is good. I mean, you have that massive floor trade 20 minutes before close, multi-leg, but not super. I mean, kind of more further out for put side. This, I mean, a little hedge. But yeah, that's big there. The other floor there, that guy there. Then I don't think these ones made their move already. Let me go back and check. Yeah, it was like 905. Not yeah. Those did not make their move. As you can see, we just kind of tanked down. But so for my entry on AMD, obviously you can see we're down a little bit. This will more than likely change with CPI in the morning. I mean, this looks like a good spot to me. You got that 94.57 spot. You don't want to go too conservative, like all the way down here. I mean, you're more than likely not going to hit that, but you come back. And yeah, I will trade strictly on the 1 minute chart too, especially when finding my entries. But I will look at the daily chart and stuff. But when you come back here, even I mean, if I wanted, I could almost do that 94.25 spot too. That is also a very good spot. Yeah, this is a nice spot around here. That 94.13 to 57 area is a really good spot. But it just depends on with my luck, and usually you guys that follow my watch list will usually gap up or gap down in the correct direction. And it's like, well, there goes the contracts. You can't call them out because they're more than likely executed. But let me come back here. So yeah, that's that one. Let me do Snap for you guys now. Snap is a little. I think I did 10,000 on this one, but we'll see. I'll stick with this. I mean, you can see. Let me do 10,000. Yeah, a little more. I mean, I consider this a whale here. I mean, right before, 8 minutes before close as well. So this is multi-leg. So I mean, that's 100 and 12,000 there. My math's off, but whatever. This was also nice little 42,000 one, deep in the money. And then let's see, let me do the entry here for Snap for you guys. So yeah, with these slow movers too, I do kind of like to be a little more conservative on those entries too. I mean, you don't want to get in and let's just say you got in right here and you just chopped. You don't want that. You want to try to get a nice fall and then you get IV on your side too when it's coming down. But yeah, so 1023 is my entry for Snap right now. Like I mean, you can see we didn't stay above it that. I mean, we hit what 7 cents over that. I could have probably came up to 1029, but more than likely not going to fall. I mean, you had a big fall there. I mean, this is a sell off here, so that is not a pullback. I mean, that is a massive sell off. A 23-cent run on Snap is huge. I mean, you look over here, 5 cents is 0.5% on Snap. But even coming back here, let's see. If you wanted a really conservative entry, I mean, come up to this 1031 spot. Yeah, probably that 1031, 1033 spot's very conservative. And then I'm going to show you guys charge point too, because I know I have that called out as a swing. So, I mean, you can see there's not much flow here at 10,000 either, but you have these huge trades, 279,000, 1,000,000, 480,000, 630K. So to me, looking at the multi, I mean, that's probably a small hedge, I would assume. I mean, that's kind of hard to tell, but let's take a peek in here. And then, yeah, one good thing about unusual whales, you can come look at the options profit calculator and all that too. But let's see. So yeah, if it goes up, it looks like, yeah, that would probably be a good hedge. I mean, he doesn't want it to go down. You can see that in here as well. I don't really use this that much either, but it's nice to see kind of what they're hedging or what they're not hedging. Let me come back here. So yeah, I mean, looking at that, I mean, this is a whale, obviously, but then coming into here also, so I will always come and look at the flow levels as well too. I mean, yeah, SPY next got it. So I mean, you got top 5 chains in here coming in, all calls. Floor Trader's pretty bullish. This is what I'll really look at. So these are the last 100 trades of, so minimum premium has to be 1,000, 5,000, 15,000, 30,000. So you can see they're targeting that 819, 17.5 call. This is 819, 17.5 as well. 819, 17.5. And then again, kind of 819 here in the bearish area too. But still, I mean, overall, I would say this is pretty bullish. Let me do SPY here for you. And again, I mean, especially my watch list tomorrow, that is all pretty much hinging on CPI and what goes on with that too. So SPY, I will always do 250,000. You will have like these, so 312. I mean, this is 369, 100,000. Well, over 1 million because that one too. So, I mean, you got to watch for those on SPY too. But a lot of these, I kind of was watching SPY flow a lot today. But a lot of these made their move. I was watching those. Well, let's take a peek here. Do 200,000 for you guys just to kind of see what else we have. Yeah, and again, I mean, SPY is kind of mixed too, usually. But let's just say we were gonna do puts. Let's just say we're doing puts on SPY. And also for anybody that does have a question about the line through these, it just means they canceled the order. That's simply it about those, or they canceled that part of the order. So, but okay, let's say SPY puts here. So SPY is a little harder to do too, just since it's a couple hundred of different tickers. So I mean, watching one ticker alone is already tough, but watching 100, that's very tough. But I mean, if you wanted a safe entry on SPY puts, that 412.28 spot would be good. Yeah. Any other tickers, or if anybody actually has a question, I can unmute you and let you ask a question. Just like type something in the chat or whatever. Nothing, or any other tickers, anything? I think I got a good 5 minutes. I don't know how long we've been on here. Probably have about 5-10 minutes, then it'll kick me off. Nothing, no questions, nothing, no other tickers to chart out for you guys. MU, I'll do MU for you. GO. So MU, I was looking at this earlier too. Let me bump this up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, this kind of sticks out, but then you have the other bearish flow here. 10, let's see, I'm sure that made its move. 10.08. Oh, yeah, that bearish one didn't make a significant move. I mean, 16-cent move. Let's see what else we saw here. Yeah, I mean, this would be too mixed for me to call out. I mean, 11.05. Let's see. Yeah, that made its move. That call made its move. All right, I'm gonna do. Actually, let me do the entry quick for you. Let's just say you were doing puts on MU. Probably start there and then let me work over. Yeah, I got 10 minutes here, so let's see. I mean, with this, I'd like to see it come up almost to here. 60.95. And again, I mean, always with my entries too, it's managing risk and reward on these two. So, I mean, you want the lowest risk possible, but, all right, let me do EVGO here for you. Yeah, once I get my YouTube live, sorry, somebody was sending me a message on something. Once I get my YouTube streaming enabled, I think it'll be a little better. I don't really like Zoom that much, but we'll see, whatever works. So let's see, looking at EVGO, I mean, again, Pretty mixed, kind of small, something I wouldn't really call out, but let's take a peek. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say more bullish on this. Let's see, EVGO. Yeah, so if I was gonna grab calls on this, I would probably want it to drop to, and again, I've never did any looking into this company either, so I can't really tell you anything. I mean, like Apple and stuff, I kind of know their fundamentals a little more just off the top of my head, but and this EVG, yeah, I mean, if you wanted to go long too, I mean, even you come down to this 897 spot, 901 spot. Yeah, it does. I mean, I kind of like this. I like that 891 spot actually. So let me do snow here quick for you, and that might wrap it up because I'm going to run out of time here. So, ooh, yeah, snow, I'm going to say this is pretty bearish right now. I mean, you got all this coming in at 2, but let me see what's made its move. So what were we looking at? So 1239 and then 1355. So 1239. Yeah, that's, I mean, that didn't make its move at all. I mean, that's a big candle, but and the other ones were, let's see, about 2 o'clock. I mean, it's with almost $1 drop. I mean, I would assume these traders kind of probably got out around here or even got out there. But I mean, that's if these didn't make their move, I would definitely call these out. I mean, this is all obviously, I'm gonna say again, probably the same person. I mean, deep in the money, same strike, roughly the same premium. I mean, this is a huge order. 1443 though. I want to take a peek at that one. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that, I mean, it could still be good for call or puts. Sorry, not calls. Let me find a good entry here for you. So, I mean, I'll always kind of start out on the pre or on the current day, move there and then move back, kind of adjust. I try to think of it as through like an institution's view, like where would I want to sell a bunch of shares that I just lost money on, or where I want to make money back and all that stuff. But yeah, I really like this 162.83 spot. But yeah, I mean, that would probably be not a horrible trade. I don't know what the spreads are like on that. Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, another thing you want to look at too is open interest. Like with me, I obviously can't call something out with 78 open contracts right now. I mean, let's see what the volume was on that for the day. 90, yeah, so I mean, this probably only has like 160 on it. But I mean, for single traders, if you find it, you can always do that. Yes, that is the 1 minute chart also. But yeah, I mean, like those spread, I didn't, yeah, like these spreads too. I do not like spreads. I mean, if you go and hit the ask, you're gonna be down $10 to start. If you get one contract, that's $10 right there that you have to make up. And just imagine if you had 50 contracts at $10, you're down what, $500 to start? Yeah, that's not good. But all right, I've got 4 minutes left, so I'm gonna end this now. I don't want to get cut off like last time, but I'll be doing these a lot more too. So especially once YouTube gets going and there's not a huge limit on it, but want to say thank you guys for coming. And if you have any questions, or if you're watching this, I'm going to post this on YouTube as well. And if you want to join the free Discord, link is in my Twitter bio at Anthony Sanford too. So hope everybody has a good night. Bye.